The legacy of Patek Philippe, a comprehensive exploration in the pantheon of haute horlogerie. Few names command the reverence, respect, and recognition accorded to Patek Philippe. For over 180 years, this Swiss manufacturer has stood as the ultimate expression of watchmaking excellence, representing not merely timekeeping devices but works of art that transcend generations. The legacy of Patek Philippe is woven from threads of innovation, craftsmanship, tradition, and an unwavering commitment to perfection that has established it as the most prestigious watchmaker in the world. Founded in 1839 in Geneva, Switzerland, Patek Philippe has weathered economic upheavals, world wars, technological revolutions, and changing consumer preferences while maintaining its position at the apex of luxury watchmaking. The company's story is not just about mechanical precision or aesthetic beauty. It is a narrative of human ambition, artistic vision, and the relentless pursuit of horological perfection. The genesis, founding in early years 1839-1900, the founding partnership. The story of Patek Philippe begins with two remarkable individuals whose partnership would lay the foundation for what would become the world's most prestigious watch manufacturer. Antoine Patek, a Polish émigré who had fled his homeland following the failed November uprising against Russian rule, arrived in Geneva with dreams of entrepreneurship. In 1839, he partnered with François Czapek, a fellow Polish watchmaker, to establish Patek Philippe & Cie. The partnership with Czapek proved short-lived, ending in 1845 due to philosophical differences about the direction of the company. However, this dissolution would lead to one of the most fortuitous meetings in horological history. At the National Exhibition of Industrial Products in Paris in 1844, Antoine Patek encountered Jean-Adrien Philippe, a French watchmaker whose revolutionary keyless winding system had caught the attention of the horological world. Philippe had invented a mechanism that allowed watches to be wound and set using a crown, eliminating the need for separate keys. An innovation that seems mundane today but was revolutionary in its time. Recognizing the genius of Philippe's invention and the potential for their partnership, Patek invited Philippe to join his company. On May 3, 1845, the partnership was formalized and Patek Philippe & Cie was born. Early innovations and clientele. From its inception, Patek Philippe distinguished itself through technical innovation and an unwavering focus on quality over quantity. The company's early watches were characterized by their slim profiles, elegant designs, and remarkable precision. Philippe's keyless winding system became standard across the range, and the company began developing increasingly sophisticated complications. The clientele that Patek Philippe attracted from its earliest days reflected the company's positioning at the pinnacle of luxury. European royalty, American industrialists, and cultural luminaries all sought out Patek Philippe timepieces. Queen Victoria of England, Emperor Franz Joseph of Austria, and countless nobles and wealthy merchants became patrons of the brand, establishing a tradition of royal and celebrity ownership that continues to this day. One of the most significant early achievements was the creation of the first Swiss wristwatch in 1868, manufactured for Countess Koskowics of Hungary. While wristwatches would not become mainstream for several more decades, this early example demonstrated Patek Philippe's willingness to innovate and adapt to changing preferences. Technical mastery and complications. The late 19th century saw Patek Philippe establishing itself as a master of complex mechanical complications. The company produced some of the world's first perpetual calendar wristwatches, minute repeaters, and chronographs, laying the groundwork for its reputation as the ultimate creator of complicated timepieces. The technical prowess of Patek Philippe during this period was exemplified by the astronomical pocket watch created for American collector James Ward Packard in 1927. This extraordinary timepiece, which took 7 years to complete, featured 89 complications and held the record as the world's most complicated portable timepiece for over 60 years. The Stern Dynasty, Continuity and Innovation. 1932 present. The acquisition by the Stern family in 1932. During the depths of the Great Depression, Patek Philippe faced financial difficulties that threatened its very existence. The company was acquired by Charles Stern and his brother Jean Stern, who owned Fabrique de Cadran Stern Frères, one of Geneva's most respected dial manufacturers. This acquisition marked the beginning of one of the most successful family ownership stories in luxury goods. Charles Stern understood that preserving Patek Philippe's heritage while ensuring its future required substantial investment in both tradition and innovation. Under his leadership, the company maintained its commitment to handcrafted excellence while gradually modernizing its operations and expanding its global presence. The transition to Stern family ownership ensured that Patek Philippe remained independent at a time when many luxury brands were being acquired by larger conglomerates. This independence would prove crucial in maintaining the company's unique culture and unwavering commitment to quality over commercial considerations. Henry Stern era. Building the modern legacy. Henry Stern, who assumed leadership of Patek Philippe in 1958, proved to be one of the most visionary leaders in the company's history. Under his guidance, Patek Philippe navigated the challenges of the quartz crisis while simultaneously building the foundation for its modern reputation as the world's premier luxury watch brand. Henry Stern's tenure was marked by several key initiatives that would define Patek Philippe's modern identity. He oversaw the creation of the company's first museum in 1977, recognizing the importance of preserving and celebrating the brand's remarkable heritage. The Patek Philippe Museum in Geneva remains one of the world's finest horological museums, housing not only the company's own historical pieces but also an extensive collection of timepieces from other manufacturers spanning 5 centuries. During this period, Patek Philippe also began to formalize its approach to limited production and exclusivity. Henry Stern understood that true luxury required scarcity, and he deliberately kept production volumes low while maintaining the highest standards of craftsmanship. This approach created the foundation for the cult-like following that Patek Philippe enjoys today. Philip Stern modernization and expansion. Philip Stern, Henry's son, assumed leadership of Patek Philippe in 1996 and continued the family tradition of combining respect for heritage with forward-thinking innovation. Under his leadership, the company underwent its most significant period of expansion and modernization while carefully preserving its core values and traditions. One of Philip Stern's most significant contributions was the construction of a new manufacturing plant, La Haute, Geneva, completed in 1996. This state-of-the-art facility allowed Patek Philippe to bring more of its production in-house while maintaining the artisanal approach that had always defined the brand. The new facility featured advanced machinery alongside traditional watchmaking benches, symbolizing the company's commitment to combining technological advancement with time-honored craftsmanship. During Philip Stern's tenure, Patek Philippe also expanded its global presence significantly, opening boutiques in major cities worldwide and strengthening its relationships with authorized dealers. However, this expansion was always carefully managed to maintain exclusivity and ensure that the brand's values were properly communicated to new markets. Thierry Stern, the current generation. In 2009, Thierry Stern became the 4th generation of the Stern family to lead Patek Philippe, representing a seamless transition that maintained the company's commitment to family ownership and long-term thinking. Under his leadership, Patek Philippe has continued to push the boundaries of horological innovation while deepening its commitment to traditional craftsmanship. Thierry Stern's approach to leadership reflects a deep understanding of both the brand's heritage and the evolving luxury market. He has overseen the introduction of several groundbreaking timepieces, including the Grandmaster Chime Ref 630810, which sold for a record-breaking $31 million at auction in 2019, making it the most expensive wristwatch ever sold. Horological innovations and technical mastery. Perpetual calendars. Mastering time's complexity. Patek Philippe's reputation as the master of complicated timepieces rests largely on its unparalleled expertise in creating perpetual calendars. These mechanical marvels, which accurately display the date, day, month, moon phases, and leap year cycle without manual adjustment until 2100, represent some of the most sophisticated achievements in mechanical engineering. The company's first perpetual calendar wristwatch was introduced in 1925, and since then, Patek Philippe has created more perpetual calendar timepieces than any other manufacturer. The complexity of these mechanisms, which must account for the varying lengths of months and the intricacies of the Gregorian calendar, requires extraordinary precision in both design and execution. One of the most celebrated examples of Patek Philippe's perpetual calendar expertise is the reference 3970, produced from 1986 to 2004. This chronograph with perpetual calendar combined 2 of horology's most challenging complications in a single timepiece, demonstrating the company's technical mastery and establishing a template that would influence perpetual calendar design for decades. Minute repeaters. The voice of time, the minute repeater, which chimes the time on demand through a series of gongs and hammers, represents one of the most challenging and prestigious complications in mechanical watchmaking. Patek Philippe has been creating minute repeaters since the 19th century and remains one of the few manufacturers capable of producing these acoustic marvels at the highest level. The complexity of creating a minute repeater extends beyond the mechanical challenges to include acoustic engineering. Each repeater must be individually tuned to achieve the perfect tone and clarity, a process that requires extraordinary skill and patience. Patek Philippe's minute repeaters are renowned for their exceptional sound quality, with each piece representing hundreds of hours of meticulous craftsmanship. The company's mastery of this complication was demonstrated in the creation of the Grandmaster Chime Ref 6300, which features both a petite and grande sonnerie in addition to a minute repeater function. This achievement represents the pinnacle of acoustic complications in a wristwatch, combining multiple chiming functions in a single wearable timepiece. World time complications. Connecting global communities. Patek Philippe's world time watches represent another area where the company has achieved legendary status. These timepieces display the time in 24 time zones simultaneously, making them invaluable tools for international travelers and global business leaders. The world time complication was perfected by Patek Philippe in collaboration with Louis Cartier, a Geneva-based watchmaker who developed the mechanism in the 1930s. The elegant solution displays a rotating disc with 24 city names alongside a 24-hour scale, allowing the wearer to read the time in any major city at a glance. These world timepieces have become some of Patek Philippe's most sought-after timepieces, particularly vintage examples from the 1940s-50s. The combination of practical functionality and elegant design has made them favorites among collectors and connoisseurs who appreciate both technical innovation and aesthetic refinement. Tourbillon and Gyromax precision engineering. While Patek Philippe did not invent the tourbillon, the company has created some of the most refined and beautiful examples of this mesmerizing complication. The tourbillon, which places the escapement and balance wheel in a rotating cage to theoretically improve timekeeping accuracy, represents a fascinating intersection of technical innovation and visual spectacle. Patek Philippe's approach to the tourbillon has always emphasized refinement and integration rather than ostentatious display. The company's tourbillon watches feature beautifully finished movements where the rotating mechanism enhances rather than overwhelms the overall design. This subtle approach reflects the brand's philosophy of understated elegance and technical sophistication. Complementing these complex complications is Patek Philippe's proprietary Gyromax balance system, introduced in the 1950s. This innovative balance wheel design eliminates the need for timing screws, instead using adjustable weights positioned around the rim of the balance wheel. This system provides superior shock resistance and more precise regulation, contributing to the exceptional timekeeping performance for which Patek Philippe is renowned. Craftsmanship and manufacturing excellence. The Geneva Seal, a mark of excellence. Patek Philippe's commitment to traditional Swiss watchmaking excellence is embodied in its adherence to the Geneva Seal's Point on de Genève, one of the most prestigious certifications in luxury watchmaking. This voluntary certification, which predates modern chronometer testing, sets strict standards for the finishing, assembly, and adjustment of watch movements. The Geneva Seal requires that watches be assembled in Geneva using traditional methods and materials. Every component must meet exacting standards for hand finishing, decoration, and precision. For Patek Philippe, achieving Geneva Seal certification represents not just a technical achievement, but a commitment to preserving traditional Swiss watchmaking craftsmanship. The company's movements bearing the Geneva Seal showcase extraordinary attention to detail, with hand-polished components, carefully executed beveling, and decorative elements that are invisible to the wearer, but reflect the manufacturer's commitment to perfection. This dedication to invisible excellence exemplifies the Patek Philippe philosophy that true luxury lies in details that only the creator and owner will ever see. The Patek Philippe Seal. Raising the bar higher in 2009, Patek Philippe introduced its own proprietary quality certification, the Patek Philippe Seal, which exceeds even the stringent requirements of the Geneva Seal. This new standard encompasses not only the movement but the entire timepiece, including the case, dial, and hands, ensuring that every aspect of a Patek Philippe watch meets the company's exacting standards. The Patek Philippe Seal certifies that finished timepieces achieve a precision rating of 302 seconds per day, significantly tighter than the standards required for Swiss chronometer certification. This level of precision requires not only exceptional manufacturing quality, but also meticulous regulation and adjustment by master watchmakers. Beyond timekeeping precision, the Patek Philippe Seal ensures that every watch is built to last for generations. The certification includes requirements for the quality of materials, the durability of finishes, and the long-term serviceability of the timepiece. This comprehensive approach reflects the company's philosophy that a Patek Philippe watch should serve not just its original owner, but future generations as well. Artisanal techniques. Preserving traditional crafts. Patek Philippe has long served as a guardian of traditional Swiss watchmaking crafts that might otherwise disappear in our increasingly mechanized world. The company maintains workshops dedicated to hand engraving, enameling, gem setting, and other artisanal techniques that require years of training to master. The hand engraving workshop at Patek Philippe produces some of the most exquisite decorative work in luxury watchmaking. Master engravers spend months creating intricate patterns on cases, dials, and movements using techniques that have remained essentially unchanged for centuries. Each engraved piece is unique, representing a collaboration between the engraver's artistic vision and technical skill. Similarly, the company's enameling workshops preserve the ancient art of grand feu enamel, a technique that requires firing powdered glass at temperatures exceeding 800 degrees Celsius. The process is fraught with risk as pieces can crack or develop imperfections during firing, requiring master enamelers to restart the entire process. The few Patek Philippe watches featuring grand feu enamel dials represent dozens of hours of meticulous work and represent some of the most beautiful and durable dial surfaces ever created. Movement architecture, engineering beauty. The movements that power Patek Philippe timepieces represent masterpieces of mechanical engineering and artistic expression. Each movement is designed not just for functional excellence but for visual beauty. with components arranged in harmonious compositions that please the eye as much as they serve mechanical purposes. The company's base movements, such as the ultra-thin caliber 240 and the robust caliber 324, serve as platforms for countless complications and variations. These movements are characterized by their reliability, precision, and elegant proportions, providing stable foundations for the company's most complex timepieces. The finishing applied to Patek Philippe movements sets industry standards for excellence. Bridges are hand, beveled and polished to mirror finishes, screws are individually finished and thermally blued, and hidden surfaces receive the same attention as visible components. This commitment to finishing invisible components reflects the company's philosophy that true craftsmanship knows no shortcuts or compromises. Cultural impact in collecting royal patronage and celebrity ownership throughout its history. Patek Philippe has enjoyed the patronage of royalty, heads of state, and cultural icons, creating a legacy of association with power, prestige, and cultural significance. This tradition began in the company's earliest days and continues today, with Patek Philippe timepieces appearing on the wrists of world leaders, entertainers, and business magnates. Queen Elizabeth II, President John F. Kennedy, Pablo Picasso, and countless other luminaries have chosen Patek Philippe timepieces, contributing to the brand's cultural cachet and historical significance. These associations go beyond mere celebrity endorsement. They reflect the genuine appreciation that individuals of discernment have for the brand's commitment to excellence. The presence of Patek Philippe timepieces at significant historical moments has created a unique cultural legacy. Photographs of world leaders wearing Patek Philippe watches during treaty signings, diplomatic meetings, and other historically significant events have become part of the brand's narrative, connecting the company's products to moments of global importance. The auction market, setting records. The secondary market for Patek Philippe timepieces represents one of the most dynamic and valuable segments of the luxury collectibles market. Vintage Patek Philippe watches regularly set auction records, with some pieces achieving prices that exceed the gross domestic product of small nations. The auction success of Patek Philippe timepieces reflects several factors: the company's consistent quality over decades, the limited production numbers that create genuine scarcity, and the enduring appeal of mechanical complications in an increasingly digital world. Collectors recognize that vintage Patek Philippe pieces represent not just luxury objects but historical artifacts that document the evolution of mechanical engineering and artistic expression. Some of the most significant auction results have included the Henry Graves Junior Super Complication Pocket Watch, which sold for $24 million in 2014, and the Steel Reference 5018 Perpetual Calendar Chronograph, which achieved $11 million in 2016. These record-breaking sales demonstrate the extraordinary value that collectors place on the rarest examples of Patek Philippe craftsmanship. Collecting communities and expertise. The world of Patek Philippe collecting has developed into a sophisticated community of enthusiasts, scholars, and connoisseurs who have elevated the appreciation of these timepieces to an art form. Collectors study the minutiae of case shapes, dial variations, movement markings, and production histories with the dedication of academic researchers. This collecting community has produced extensive literature documenting the history and variations of Patek Philippe timepieces. Books such as Patek Philippe Wristwatches by Martin Huber and Alan Bambury have become essential references, documenting thousands of variations and providing the scholarship necessary to understand the brand's complex history. The expertise developed within the collecting community has created feedback loops that benefit both collectors and the manufacturer. Patek Philippe regularly consults with collectors and scholars when researching its own history, and the insights provided by the collecting community have helped the company better understand and preserve its own heritage. Innovation in the modern era. Silicon technology, embracing the future. While Patek Philippe is renowned for its commitment to tradition, the company has also been at the forefront of adopting new materials and technologies that enhance performance without compromising craftsmanship. One of the most significant recent innovations has been the incorporation of silicon components in movement construction. Silicon offers several advantages over traditional steel components. It is virtually immune to magnetic fields, requires no lubrication, and can be manufactured with extraordinary precision using photolithographic techniques borrowed from semiconductor production. Patek Philippe was among the first luxury manufacturers to recognize silicon's potential and has incorporated these components in several of its most advanced movements. The use of silicon represents Patek Philippe's approach to innovation, embracing new technologies that genuinely improve performance while maintaining the traditional craftsmanship and aesthetic values that define the brand. Silicon components are invisible to the wearer but contribute significantly to the long-term reliability and precision of the timepiece. Annual calendars. Practical innovation. One of Patek Philippe's most successful modern innovations has been the annual calendar complication, first introduced in 1996. This complication automatically accounts for the varying lengths of months throughout the year, requiring manual adjustment only once per year at the end of February. The annual calendar represents a perfect example of Patek Philippe's approach to innovation, creating complications that are both technically sophisticated and practically useful. While not as complex as a perpetual calendar, the annual calendar provides 90% of the functionality at a fraction of the complexity, making it more accessible to a broader range of customers. The success of the annual calendar has demonstrated Patek Philippe's ability to create new complications that fill genuine market needs while maintaining the technical excellence and aesthetic refinement that defines the brand. This innovation has been widely copied by other manufacturers, validating Patek Philippe's role as an industry leader and innovator. Contemporary designs, evolving aesthetics while respecting its classical heritage. Patek Philippe has also demonstrated a willingness to explore contemporary design languages that appeal to modern tastes. The Equinox collection, introduced in 1997, represented a bold departure from the brand's traditional aesthetic vocabulary while maintaining its commitment to quality and craftsmanship. The Equinox innovative strap design, created from a proprietary composite material, and its modern case shape attracted a younger demographic while introducing them to Patek Philippe's values and craftsmanship. This collection has become one of the brand's most successful lines, proving that tradition and innovation can coexist successfully. Similarly, the introduction of the 24 collection demonstrated Patek Philippe's understanding of changing lifestyles and preferences. These timepieces, designed specifically for women, combine jewelry like aesthetics with Swiss mechanical movements, creating products that serve as both functional timepieces and expressions of personal style. The philosophy of generational ownership. You never actually own a Patek Philippe. Perhaps no advertising slogan has better captured the essence of a luxury brand than Patek Philippe's famous tagline, "You never actually own a Patek Philippe, you merely look after it for the next generation." This campaign, launched in 1996, perfectly encapsulated the brand's philosophy of creating timepieces that transcend their original owners to become family heirlooms. This concept of generational ownership addresses one of the fundamental challenges of luxury marketing, justifying extraordinary prices for functional objects. By positioning its timepieces as investments in family legacy rather than mere personal accessories, Patek Philippe created a compelling narrative that resonated with customers seeking meaning beyond material acquisition. The success of this campaign lies in its essential truthfulness. Patek Philippe timepieces are indeed built to last for generations, with the company maintaining service capabilities for watches produced decades ago. This commitment to long-term serviceability is rare in our disposable culture and represents a genuine point of differentiation for the brand. Heritage and continuity. The emphasis on generational ownership connects directly to Patek Philippe's own family ownership structure. The Stern family's multi-generational commitment to the brand creates an authenticity that resonates with customers who value continuity and long-term thinking over quarterly profit maximization. This family ownership has allowed Patek Philippe to make decisions that prioritize brand heritage and product quality over short-term financial returns. The company's willingness to limit production, maintain extensive manufacturing capabilities, and invest in traditional craftsmanship reflects the long-term perspective that comes with family ownership. The parallel between the brand's family ownership and its customers' family heirloom aspirations creates a powerful emotional connection. When customers purchase a Patek Philippe timepiece, they are not just buying into a product but into a philosophy that values permanence, quality, and intergenerational connection in an increasingly transient world. Technical excellence and innovation. Research and development. Patek Philippe's commitment to technical excellence extends beyond the production of individual timepieces to encompass fundamental research into materials, manufacturing techniques, and horological complications. The company maintains one of the most advanced research and development departments in the luxury watch industry, employing scientists, engineers, and master watchmakers who push the boundaries of mechanical timekeeping. This research has produced innovations that benefit not only Patek Philippe, but the entire watch industry. The company's work with silicon components, advanced lubrication systems, and precision manufacturing techniques has established new standards for mechanical watch performance and reliability. The company's research philosophy emphasizes practical improvements over technological novelty for its own sake. Every innovation must contribute to the essential functions of timekeeping precision, long-term reliability, or user convenience. This disciplined approach ensures that new technologies enhance rather than compromise the fundamental qualities that define Patek Philippe timepieces. Manufacturing integration. One of Patek Philippe's most significant competitive advantages is its high degree of vertical integration. The company manufactures most of its own components, from balance springs to cases, allowing complete control over quality and ensuring consistent standards across all aspects of production. This integration extends to specialized components that other manufacturers typically outsource. Patek Philippe produces its own dials, hands, cases, and even some of its own machinery. This commitment to self-sufficiency requires substantial investment, but ensures that every component meets the company's exacting standards. The benefits of vertical integration become particularly apparent in the production of complex timepieces. When creating a minute repeater or perpetual calendar, Patek Philippe can optimize every component for its specific application, achieving levels of performance and reliability that would be impossible with outsourced parts. Market position and business strategy. Exclusivity and scarcity. Patek Philippe's business strategy centers on maintaining exclusivity through controlled production and selective distribution. The company deliberately limits its annual production to approximately 50,000 pieces, ensuring that demand consistently exceeds supply and maintaining the scarcity that defines luxury goods. This approach requires careful balance between maintaining brand prestige and achieving sustainable business growth. Patek Philippe has managed this balance by gradually expanding its product range and geographic presence, while maintaining strict control over production volumes and distribution channels. The strategy of controlled scarcity creates multiple benefits. It maintains premium pricing, generates intense desire among potential customers, and ensures that owning a Patek Philippe timepiece remains a mark of distinction. This approach has proven remarkably successful, with the company achieving consistent growth while maintaining its position at the apex of luxury watchmaking. Distribution and retail strategy. Patek Philippe's approach to retail distribution reflects its commitment to brand integrity and customer experience. The company works exclusively with carefully selected, authorized dealers who meet strict standards for presentation, service, and brand representation. The brand has also invested heavily in its own boutique network, creating flagship stores in major cities worldwide that showcase the complete range of Patek Philippe timepieces and services. These boutiques serve not only as retail locations but as brand ambassadors, providing immersive experiences that communicate the company's values and heritage. The company's retail strategy also emphasizes long-term customer relationships over transactional sales. Authorized dealers are expected to understand their customers' preferences and collecting interests, often maintaining waiting lists for particularly desirable timepieces and providing personalized service that extends far beyond the initial purchase. Legacy and future prospects. Preserving traditional craftsmanship. As the luxury watch industry evolves, Patek Philippe faces the ongoing challenge of preserving traditional craftsmanship skills in an increasingly automated world. The company has responded by investing heavily in training programs, apprenticeships, and educational initiatives designed to ensure that essential skills are passed to future generations. The Patek Philippe Institute, established within the company's Geneva facilities, provides comprehensive training in traditional watchmaking techniques to both company employees and external students. This commitment to education ensures that the skills necessary to maintain and repair Patek Philippe timepieces will be available for future generations. The company's approach to preserving traditional crafts extends beyond its own needs to encompass broader cultural preservation. By maintaining workshops for hand engraving, enameling, and other artisanal techniques, Patek Philippe serves as a guardian of cultural heritage that might otherwise disappear. Environmental and social responsibility. Like all luxury brands, Patek Philippe faces increasing pressure to demonstrate environmental and social responsibility in its operations. The company has responded by implementing sustainability initiatives throughout its supply chain and manufacturing processes while maintaining its commitment to quality and craftsmanship. These initiatives include responsible sourcing of precious metals and gemstones, energy-efficient manufacturing processes, and comprehensive recycling programs. The company's emphasis on durability and repairability also contributes to sustainability by creating products designed to last for generations rather than requiring frequent replacement. Patek Philippe's approach to social responsibility emphasizes supporting traditional craftsmanship and providing stable employment for skilled artisans. The company's commitment to maintaining manufacturing in Geneva preserves not only jobs but an entire ecosystem of specialized skills and knowledge. Future challenges and opportunities. Looking toward the future, Patek Philippe faces both challenges and opportunities that will shape its continued evolution. The rise of smartwatches and digital devices poses questions about the relevance of mechanical timepieces, while changing consumer preferences and global economic conditions create new market dynamics. However, the company's history suggests that it is well positioned to navigate these challenges. Patek Philippe has successfully adapted to previous technological disruptions, from the introduction of quartz movements to the digital revolution. By focusing on the intrinsic values that mechanical timepieces represent, craftsmanship, tradition, and emotional connection, the growing interest in luxury goods among emerging markets, particularly in Asia, provides significant growth opportunities for Patek Philippe. The company's emphasis on heritage and craftsmanship resonates strongly with customers who value tradition and exclusivity, regardless of their geographic location. Conclusion: the enduring legacy. The legacy of Patek Philippe extends far beyond the realm of luxury goods to encompass broader themes of human achievement, artistic expression, and cultural preservation. For more than 180 years, the company has demonstrated that commercial success and artistic integrity are not mutually exclusive, creating products that satisfy both practical needs and aesthetic aspirations. The brand's influence on horology cannot be overstated. Patek Philippe has created many of the complications and techniques that define modern luxury watchmaking, established quality standards that serve as industry benchmarks, and demonstrated business practices that balance commercial success with cultural responsibility. Perhaps most importantly, Patek Philippe has proven that there remains a place for traditional craftsmanship in our increasingly automated world. In an era of mass production and digital convenience, the company's commitment to hand-finishing traditional techniques and individual attention to each timepiece represents a powerful statement about the value of human skill and dedication. The future of Patek Philippe seems assured not because of its past achievements, but because of its ongoing commitment to the values that created those achievements. As long as the company maintains its dedication to excellence, innovation within tradition, and respect for its customers and craftsmen, it will continue to occupy its unique position at the intersection of commerce, art, and culture. The true legacy of Patek Philippe lies not in any single timepiece or innovation, but in its demonstration that excellence is achievable and sustainable when supported by vision, dedication, and unwavering commitment to quality. In a world increasingly characterized by short-term thinking and disposable products, Patek Philippe stands as a beacon of permanence, quality, and respect for human achievement. This legacy will undoubtedly continue to evolve as new generations of the Stern family, craftsmen, and customers add their own chapters to the Patek Philippe story. But the essential character of the brand, its commitment to excellence, innovation, and timeless values, seems destined to endure, ensuring that Patek Philippe will continue to create timepieces that are truly, as the company's motto states, worthy of being passed from one generation to the next.